Hey guys, today I'm going to take this mess behind me and turn it into this. Here's what you'll need. The primary thing I'll be using is this wall control pegboard system that functions like a standard pegboard with the holes, as well as vertical slots in here that fit proprietary wall control hangers, hooks, shelves, things like that. The board itself is 16 inches wide. I got 16 of them to fill up the wall. It's 16 inches wide. It's designed that way to fit into the studs behind the drywall if your house or garage was built to some sort of standards. If you get in those studs, you'll get a nice good connection. If not, you could do drywall screws, which is not ultimate, but that's an option if you're not able to find the stud. So let's start hanging this stuff. Alright, the first panel is up. Got the studs on all 6 screws. Looks like my studs are 16 inches on center. So the first one's the most important one. Now we just go off to the side and on top, and hopefully keep hitting those studs, and it's going to be a one solid build. So I'll take pictures as I go, and you'll see the progress as I fill up this whole wall. As you can see, all the panels are up, 16 total, 8 top, 8 bottom. Hit studs on about 95% of the screws, so they're on there really good. Took about maybe 4 or 5 hours doing them by myself. The first panel I lined up side to side, and there was a little bit of wonkiness going on and kind of compensated for that. But the second panel I dry fitted, the second row I should say, I dry fitted first. When I got it the way I wanted it, I had the clamps hold it in place. I started going in with the screws, and the end result turned out to be nice and even. There's no gaps, there's no weird spacing. It looks like almost one piece. I would recommend running a piece of string maybe to hold them in place, and a ledger board, and I would do that. If I did it again, I would do it on the bottom panel as well. I had this molding down here to help me, but if you don't, put up a piece of ledger board or even prop up a board, just make sure it's level. And then go ahead and stack your pieces on there and add the screws when you're confident. So that's that. The next step is to get some hooks and hang up all the guns that are going up here. Well, it's been about a week since I ordered all the hooks, and they finally showed up, a whole box of them. In the meantime, I was building out this bench down here. It has 2 functions. It stores, those boards open up, and there's storage down there for flat, narrow things like gun bags, extra mags, drum mags, weird things that don't really fit on the board or don't fit into the gun while it's hanging on the board. The top part of it is flat, and that's going to be for stacking guns side by side, kind of like in the traditional stand-up gun rack. In combination with these U-hooks, I could probably fit 20-30 guns on there, no problem. And it's good for some of the heavier stuff that I might not necessarily want hanging on the board and putting so much pressure on it, like LMGs and sniper rifles. And then I got a couple of these just to try them out. I think I'm just going to use them for cleaning rods and some tools maybe. And I got a bunch of these U-hooks and J-hooks, and in combination, depending on what works best for each gun shape, I could either have the barrel or the stock in here, or have maybe the rail end of an M4 land on this while the stock's in here. So that's going to be kind of configured on the fly depending on the shape and the size of the gun. And I also got a shelf set here, and that's just going to be used for storing awkward stuff like mags and grenades, maybe some tools that don't necessarily fit on that pegboard. And as you can also see, I have a shade coming down here. That's just to cover up the guns if I'm doing some woodwork in the garage, or it's just going to be messy, or if I just want to hide them. It comes right down, goes back up, and keeps everything nice and clean, and it looks good. So I'm gonna go ahead and arrange the board the way I want it to look, and then I'll be back for the final reveal. Well, there you have it. The wall is done. Got all my guns up here, and I'm already starting to run out of room. So as that happens, they'll come off the wall and get stacked up here, kind of like these, and they could go even tighter than that. And I'll keep the wall for my favorites and some of the collectible items. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please subscribe, and I'll be doing more of these DIY videos in the future. So I'll see you on the next one.